am getting ready for my Valentine's Day date, and I feel like the most common question I get is how I became an esthetician. Also, I'm starting off with the e.l.f. Power Grip primer. So I would say back in high school, I kind of knew, like I just knew that college was not for me. There was literally not one major that I could think of that just fit me and what I wanted to do. And then one day, I think my mom had told me, like, why don't you look into being an esthetician? And I didn't really know what that was. I didn't know what an esthetician was. And she kind of explained it to me, and then I just started doing my research. And I just instantly knew, like, okay, yeah, like, this is what I'm meant to do. Like, I don't know, I just knew. I had this feeling. And so I started researching schools in my area in the DFW, and there was quite a few. And I ended up touring Ogle in September, I think, of 2018, and I started in October. I remember I started the beginning of October. So once you tour the school, you kind of have somebody who's like a counselor who walks you through. They'll go through any financial aid or like loans that you can get, or like how to pay for school. At Ogle, I know it varies at every single school and in every state, but at Ogle, when I went, there was a grant that you could apply for, and I ended up getting it. So my total for school, I believe, was like around $15,000, and I ended up getting a grant for some of that, and I took out a loan for the rest. The loan payments for me personally didn't start until after I got out of school. So the counselor will help you with anything related to paying for school. And with school, there's two options. There's full-time and part-time, because it's all based on hours. You have to get your esthetician license, you have to go to school for a set number of hours. So the full-time is 40 hours and the part-time is 20 hours. So I ended up doing full-time just because I had just graduated high school. I wasn't gonna go to college. I was literally just working at CVS part-time at the time, you know, through high school and stuff. So I kept that job and I just went to school full-time, 40 hours a week. I would be there Tuesday through Saturday, like I think it was like 8 a.m. till like 4 or something, I don't know. And then once I got off, I went to work at CVS. Each school is a little different, but with us, it started in phases. So I believe part-time, the total amount you're in school is like 5 or 6 months, and then you have 4 phases that it's divided up, kind of like a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior type thing, and you rotate. 1 and 2 was just bookwork, and then phase 3 and 4 you're actually like hands-on in the spa. Now while you're in phase 1 and 2, you might still get demos or like watch on how to do things, but for the most part, until you get to phase 3 and 4, everything is just like bookwork. School is school, so it kind of does suck. It's just school, you know, take what you can get from it. They're really just going to teach you the basics on like sanitation and things like that. So honestly, a lot of this stuff you're gonna have to learn on your own anyways. So if you feel like you didn't get the best like education specifically on what you wanted to learn, don't get discouraged, because pretty much everybody feels like that for the most part. And once you graduate school, again, every state is different, but in the state of Texas, you have what's called a written exam and a practical exam. The written, I think, is like 75 questions or something like that, and then the practical is basically doing a mock facial and I think like a mock wax. And if you pass both of those portions, which you take those on separate days, then you officially have become a licensed esthetician in the state of Texas. So a little tip is that when I was in school, I was again still working at CVS like part-time. So each time, I was not making that much money at all. So each time that I got paid, I would buy something small for, you know, my suite, because I knew I wanted to go solo like straight out of school. Each time I got paid, I would buy a steamer, a towel warmer, a bed, just like the cheap stuff off Amazon that you can get. Like I said, the bed was like $100 or something like that. And so each time I got paid, I would buy one single thing. So by the time that I graduated and got my license, I had a couple of things to put in my suite, and when you're in school, they do give you like a kit to work with. Our kit was Dermalogica, so I still had a lot of product left in my kit. So when I was first doing facials, that was all I was using was Dermalogica, and I did end up buying like little things here and there like Max or just other things I saw on Instagram and tested them out and stuff like that. So when you do get your license, which I know some companies will let you use like your student ID, but once you get your license, you can start opening accounts with different Estee brands. So for example, Max, I know that they'll let you use a student ID. I think you just have to contact their customer service, but other places won't let you make an account until you have your full license. So once you get your license, you can open those accounts and order things like that. But like I said, I just started with my school kit because that was what I was familiar with and I already had it. When you are in phase 3 and 4, you're in the spa, you are also taking clients. I just realized that I completely forgot to set my face. Anyways, I had absolutely zero clientele when I started. I would just promote on Instagram like shamelessly. I feel like, you know, when you first start a business, it can seem kind of embarrassing to just like shamelessly post and promote yourself, but I didn't really care. In the early days, I was slowly clearing people's skin, but I remember this specific girl came in and she was struggling with acne, and we had a mutual friend and she just trusted me and started coming in for treatments, and I cleared her acne pretty quickly. And I remember posting those photos online, and once I posted those photos, that's when I really started to get attention or get clients in. I remember getting a lot of DMs after posting that, and I was like, wow, like that made such a difference. And fun fact, that girl is actually still a client of mine to this day. It was slow and steady, but each time I would post before and afters, I feel like more people would DM me, more people started coming in, and I think that's just what I got known for, was clearing acne rather than doing super relaxing facials. Growing up, I suffered with acne really bad, so I feel like I knew how to make my clients feel comfortable, and I had been there personally, so I feel like I was just able to really connect and build relationships with my clients. It took me about, I would say maybe 2 to 3 years to build my clientele up until I felt like I was actually ready to open a storefront. And ever since then, I've just been growing and growing, and I'm very grateful to be able to do what I do. I absolutely love what I do. It's literally a dream, and there's nothing out there better fit for me. So I'm very happy, I'm very blessed, and I genuinely love all of my clients. I love my team. My makeup is all done. I'm gonna set with my Hydro Mist Recovery Spray. And that is the final look. I'm gonna get dressed, but thank you guys so much for watching.